You're talking about Zillow on the other show. As if we care about the other show.
Bloviation Nation.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's its legal name.
Oh.
What do you got in your hand?
Oh, can you see that? Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you can see my you can see my charts up. You can see my computer.
Because it's so shiny.
Mirrors.
What is that?
This is our award, our plaque. That the CEO of YouTube personally actually she sent us a letter too. If you want, I can go find the letter. Personalized letter from Susan Wojcicki, CEO of YouTube, congratulating Benzinga.
I got the Twitter DM from her.
I see.
I'm gonna tell her, Susan, slow it down, or I'm gonna have to block you. Okay, I have a strict rule on the DMs.
In all seriousness, I don't know what that letter is. It's probably long gone. But
why would we? Classic.
Well, people keep taking. I keep putting it behind me. People keep taking it.
Will Taylor says, "Did you miss me yesterday?" I know I did. I felt there was an empty feeling inside of me, and I feel like it's impossible to fill, and it feels filled right now. So, Will Taylor, I'm so glad that you're here. Jesus, so silvery, damn Skippy. All right, guys, welcome to Get Technical. I'm Neil Hamilton, your humble-ish host. With me, not as always, is Spencer Israel.
Just ignore me. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, what's up?
What? You can't be here.
Aaron Bree, who's my manager, producer AB, said I'm going golfing today. You got to cover me.
Oh. So you interpreted that to mean that Neil wanted the pleasure of your company.
What? Best place to work, guys. Benzinga. Your first year at Benzinga, just tell your boss, hey, I'm going golfing today. Cover for me. Leave.
Well, what is he?
Not even good at his job.
He's golfing with Jason, right? Or something like that. Or Jason's golfing and Aaron went to like...
Is Jason good at golfing?
I think so.
Yeah, he is.
I bet you I'd drive further than him.
I'll give him that.
All right, what's up, Miles? What's up? Yeah, Spence with the shorts.
Dude, what is
wait, Spencer, can we do a Neil's live reaction to the Joel clip this morning, please?
Okay, he already ruined it.
No. But I told him, but I didn't show him the video.
It's way different.
Let's roll the video. Send me the link so I can share it on my screen.
You want to share it on your screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me cue it to the exact spot. All right.
AB is the caddy. Yeah, we're gonna get some picks. I'll tell you right now, guys. Look at ticker SI, Silvergate Capital Corporation.
Shout out Brad Weber.
Take a look out. Yeah, what's up? Hey, shout out Brad Weber. Complimenting someone else besides me. SI Silvergate Capital. Check it out, guys. Let me know what you think. And in the meantime, we're gonna have Spencer locate the ultimate boomer moment.
I sent you the private message, the YouTube link.
Private message, got it.
Queued up.
Send it to me via our Telegram.
Right.
Neil, can you talk about Tesla on your show today? If you have a chance, can you look at the chart? I'm looking at getting some action on it.
Hold on.
I sold puts against it last week. Closed it.
Can I set the clip up? Can I set the clip up for a second?
Yeah, set it up. Set up the clip.
So this happened on pre-market prep this morning. We were talking about Bed Bath & Beyond because they had earnings, and I said what the numbers were, and Joel said, "No, this is an easy one. This is an easy chart to analyze," and that's where we are right now.
All right.
Go to the chart, Spencer.
Give it to me.
You got the chart up?
I'm on the screen. Yeah.
Okay. My hands are over on the left, right? You can't see. You can't see this chart on the left, right?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
4 charts, Joel.
There's 4 charts. My hand's over one of them.
Joel, your hand covering your screen does not mean that we can't see what's on your screen.
Joel. Okay, now
Go take your.
I was on a pop. Where would
He just keeps
That
on
was
going.
better though. You got rid of the one.
Wait.
Yeah.
Keep going.
What
There
a
you go.
pro!
I should have minimized.
We had to make money on that, Joe. You did make
It's
fun of
the
him on that
stupidest thing I've ever done.
This is my fourth time.
I
one.
swam
Spencer might not
2,000
be able to do the rest of the show
And
after that one.
No, I can't
That's going to
find
be on the
my.
highlight reel.
Wait, now I can't find my other chart. Where did it go?
Oh shit!
Son of a.
Oh, this
Wait a
has turned
second.
into a
Wait, I gotta find.
SHI blank show.
Wait,
Bring the guest on. What is the guest?
Wait a second.
Wait,
I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
reboot. I
there
minimized.
I take investment advice from him.
Oh, okay. There we go. I'm just kidding. All right. On a pop.
I thought you had like a
Everybody's
virtual
ganging
hand
up.
Oh no, I
inside
got
the
rid of that one
computer.
too.
Oh Jesus!
Okay. Okay.
Oh
all right.
no.
I'm taking the chart.
Okay.
Joel, fix
All
the
right.
charts.
Joel is still the
I
man.
don't know where they went.
Take a breath. We got Anne
I don't
Marie.
know where they.
Oh man, that's like watching one of your favorite athletes start to take an injury.
It's like watching a Joe Biden speech.
Now come on, listen.
Wait.
Come on, guys.
Yeah. It was tough to come back from that one.
Holy shit! Bill Cosby just got out of jail. Wow.
Crosby?
Bill Cosby.
Okay, so let's talk about stocks, guys.
All right.
Yeah. Let's get rid of that.
All right. Peace out, guys. Happy trading. Again, if you have time, I'd appreciate your opinion on Tesla chart. But I just wasted 10 minutes of your show. So peace out.
You're good, man. Worth it. All right, so I just want to give you guys a quick trade idea that I found today. SI, wish I would have gotten in sooner, but I do not think it's too late. This fits some of the criteria that we talked about yesterday. So let's do a little continuity here. So we always talk about how we like a couple things. Well, number one thing that we really like here, if I can, where's my thing? Oh, sorry. Move this. Get this. That we really like is round bottom forming. So we like this kind of action. The next thing that we really like is our RSI to be down here in the oversold zone. So right here. But then the double bottom. So this stock, when you saw this forming, if you called the bottom here, you're a G. But we are still in play because we have a double bottom here, which is reversing the trend. So we've got this intermediate downward trend. We've hit our double bottom. We are now at resistance right where you see here on this volume profile, the spike of supply right in here. And always, you guys, the OGs know that I always talk about the meat of the trade. So when you're talking about double bottoms, if you're going to look up in your little handy trader's guide to patterns, they're going to call this thing right here the pivot. That's the pivot in your double bottom. Now, most of the time, in my experience, the top of the pivot is not actually the core resistance. The core resistance is a little bit lower than that. That's why you oftentimes want to reduce the time frame that you're looking at to get an idea of the resistance levels that you saw more consistently. And so we see that lining up with the spike in the volume profile. Do you see that, guys? So that is exactly where we're getting stopped up. So that is the resistance level of the pivot that we want to see a breakout from. So I like where SI is right now. Make sure when you look it up, there's like another SI that's traded on another exchange. It's not the same thing. So make sure that you're getting the Silvergate Capital Corporation. Really nice pattern. We love it when we see it. This exactly, we went over this a couple times. This is what Microsoft did a couple months ago. This is which one did I point out? There's another one. I think, it's Vuzi. Vuzi's doing this right now. So we'll look at that in just a second. Then I'll do the Tesla thing. But guys, watch for SI. Still room to go on the RSI. Let me double click to get that up here. We want to see the volume come in. You got to have volume. So I'm not saying I'm entering this right now. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying watch it and watch for the volume. This is a very good price structure, very good potential, especially because you see, look at this nice carved out cove. This is where you park your yacht. This nice carved out cove in the volume before we get up to the next real shelf there. So really, really nice looking trade. When we get up to this next level of resistance, which is resistance right before this gap, and then resistance during a couple days here, that's going to be, if I measure this out properly, ruler. potential for about 15% there just for this initial leg up. So again, we are looking for that breakout like this, probably get a little bit of a retracement before we get that trend reversal. So this is not the number one most awesome place to be upon entry. I think that's about here. And then maybe you traded this and then sold up here. But I think here in terms of the trend reversal is the best place to be. But this is still a good place to enter. So recognizing this pattern and then using your RSI, your volume profile and volume by date, respectively, is going to be a good way to build your conviction and build your thesis for this trade. So that's one trade idea for the day. Let's take a look at VUSI. See VUSI, same business, and look what it's hitting. It's hitting that meat of the trade. It's hitting the shelf, and today has this doji. Very well could put us out of business for the intermediate period. With this doji, this does look like a little bit of a pivot, but what we would be looking for, and we'll see around 3:45, closer to 4 p.m. if we do get this retracement down to the 1810 level here on the Fibonacci, and then try again at this level of resistance. And then with VUSI, once again, we're shooting for the next level of resistance up. I would shoot for something based on the Fibonacci here. Is what you can see is lining right up with some resistance here, some historic resistance. So no problem whatsoever, especially because of the tumble that we took here. There's not like a really much of a zigzag here because of this tumble. There are a couple levels you can kind of look at. I have no problem saying that VUSI in the near term, while the road may be winding, can easily get up that 15% up to 22 and some change, 22 and a quarter, and then that full 20% up to 2308. This is a reversal pattern, guys. This is where you want to be at, the ground floor of a new trend. And then I want to do Tesla so that Mr. Office Shirts doesn't feel left out. Tesla, same business. Hey, doesn't this look familiar, guys? Yeah, shout out to thank you, Will, for the show's title shout out. Guys, does this look familiar? This is crazy. Doesn't this look just like what we just looked at? So we've got this downward trend, which I'll go ahead and extend this. I'll remove some stuff to make the chart a bit more clear, to make it more relatable in terms of what we were just talking about. So I'll remove this channel. I'll remove these levels, which damn, did it just hold those levels? Get rid of that. And then we've got this downward trend. Let's get this to line up maybe a little bit better. Something like that. At any rate, this is the general sloping line of resistance for this downward trend. And then Tesla, ground floor, right where you want to be. You're watching for this double bottom. And then let's pull up our RSI. Look at that. Beautifully oversold with the beautiful pivot going to the upside. So patterns within patterns, guys. So, I just identified 3 double bottoms in a row, but let's separate the double bottom. What is French for W, Spencer?
W.
And then if you could do an exact translation of W into English, how would you translate it?
Double V.
Exactly right. So we're going to look for a V-shaped reversal on this side. And remember, guys, and I haven't looked at this yet, and we're going to see if it's there. V-shaped reversals are straight down with a little bit of a pin. So usually there's a wick that like kind of sticks out of the bottom, and then an impulse, shelf, impulse, shelf. That's a V-shaped reversal, and is often on the left side of your W. So let's go down to the 1 hour and take a look at that left side. Not quite perfect. Actually, look at this. I mean, it's got patterns within patterns once again. Not quite perfect, but you can see that when we got to our V, we had shelf, and then up. Not perfect. Maybe it'll look better on the 4 hour. No, not perfect because we had some weird consolidation right here, so it wasn't an exact sell-off. At any rate, the price structure is here for a trend reversal on Tesla. I mean, who knows? Who knows what this the second half of the summer is going to hold? Put very simply, we we have established some bullish momentum here. This is a very short-term trend. This is a very aggressive, impulsive move. And then what do we have forming right here? But just like the best pattern that exists in the world. A bullish pennant on Tesla on the 1 hour. Let me go down to the day. Yeah, see, the day makes it a little bit harder to find. That's why you want to use your multi-time frame analysis. Start off on big time frames, go down to something significantly smaller, so that you can see the details of the price action on smaller increments. And we have that bullish pennant with that gap up as the pole. So volume matters. We are declining in average volume. We shall see. We are at this shelf. Look at this, guys. Look at this stuff. We got this big area here that could serve as a launch pad or as a magnet. If we get the break out of this bull pennant on Tesla, I'll do the conservative price target first. I'll just estimate that. So we touched 3 times, guys. This is the bull pennant. You look for the 3 times touching resistance. 4th time is generally the charm. And that's what happens. You want that to happen between 50 and 75% through the pattern. So you want it to happen like in between these 2 lines. And we're right in there with the 3 times touch, and then getting about 2/3 of the way through the pattern. And then what I'm doing to set my conservative price target is taking the 2 lines that I drew as my sloping line of resistance, sloping line of support, and then measuring the high point of the price action to the low point, which is right about here, and then adding that to my projected breakout point. So from wherever this breaks out, the measured move is going to be your price target. So that looks like that gets us to about 722. So that's the conservative. That's target number 1. So let's get, I wish I could just press T to, no, not anchor text. I don't want that with this text. So target 1 for Tesla is right there. And again, remember, breakouts are not confirmed until they actually break out. You know, it could go this way. From failed moves come fast moves. And it's going to go down and hit support around this area. But if we get the breakout, target number 1 is at 722. Let's put that young price tag on it. Boom. And then the aggressive price target is going to be the height of your pole up to the top of your bull pennant. And then instead of adding that to the breakout point, we're of course adding that to the apex, which is where that sloping line of support and sloping line of resistance meet. And then that's your aggressive, longer term. If we get the surge in volume, if the stars align, damn good chance that this will happen. And then that's going to set your price target at about 756 Tesla. Should be no surprise that this lines up with the level of previous resistance here. See if we go back. It's right in this range. Also should be no surprise when I zoom out a bit that you've got a little bit of a volume bump right there. So we're just watching to get past this shelf that I've kind of highlighted here with this. This is what can serve as Jake W from TrendSpider. Congratulations on becoming a new follower. Would call it the launch pad. And I love that. So if we get out of that, it's like squeezing a bar of soap, and it pops right up for your target number 1. Target number 2 being 756. So that's Tesla for you guys. Tesla on 1 hour is risky. If it gets to 697 with no momentum, you'd be putting in a negative divergence. Sure. So one thing to keep in mind when you're looking at your RSI is that the momentum is down. RSI is momentum, a volume momentum indicator. So the volume is going down. But remember, guys, oftentimes too many indicators can be distractions. Too many indicators can be distractions. So I think when in doubt, the job is always to look at price and volume, understand the patterns, understand the historic support and resistance, and then set up. If this happens, then I highly expect this to happen. So of course, we have some indicators that are saying, yes, there is some bearish divergence here. We may see a breakdown out of this level. Nonetheless, we have strong price movement up, could be an exhaustion gap. When you come out of a reversal like this, and you have not one but two gaps, a lot of times the second one is exhaustion, meaning this is, grandma's got the stock and it's time to get out, bag hold city. But we shall see. That I'm not saying I'm buying Tesla at this point. I'm saying I'm buying Tesla on a breakout, keeping my stop tight, probably at about the apex, just based on how this is looking. And then if it whipsaws on me, which breakouts do, if it whipsaws on me, it's going down here. But I'm getting stopped out right here. I'm willing to risk that percentage. I would probably make it less than 8% of my total trade for the chance of gaining. Let's see what that actually is. Let me get my ruler. For the chance of gaining, if it's from the breakout point right here, 4% for the chance of gaining 9%, and just serving as a good entry for Tesla. But all good points in the chat. You guys are all right. Bio noob. All right. So that's that one. And to be fair, I did that one for Brooks Brothers, Loops Jacoby. I'm much more interested in VUZI, much more interested in SI right now. We can look at, let me see what I had Venom here for. I got some high tight flags. All right, guys, let me know in the chat. Let me know. Give me a 1 if you want to go over some high tight flags that I found. Give me a 2 if you want to do tickers from chat. I'll wait 10 minutes or 10 seconds for you guys to catch up. Whole numbers only, Daniel. Man, looks like a pretty even split. Should have done a straw poll. Should have done a straw poll. You know what? I'll be the tiebreaker because I have not done any high tight flags on the show in a while. So I feel like we should go over it. I think this is a continuation of the big fat booty bottom saga, a 3-part series. So remember, let me put this in context. If you bought my first trade paperback, Juicy Bottoms Volume 1, you know that we like identifying the rounding bottom. If you bought Volume 2, you know that I like to identify when it starts to pick up. Volume 3 is what we're going to talk about now, is after the pickup, the bullish continuation pattern once we have established our new upward trend, right? So looking at, what was the really good one? I had a good one earlier. Here we are. Yeah. All right, so look at this. Typical get technical rat snack, big fat rounding bottom. This is the weekly. So we've got parts 1 and 2 of my smutty paperback in the checkout at Costco series of novels, Harlequin novels. So we've got that. But now we've come out of the downward trend. We've completed our big broad base by entering into an intermediate or very short-term upward trend. Now we're looking for the continuation. And is there potential to enter once again? There is. We are on the weekly for a reason. Let's get rid of some of these lines, blah, 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 blah. We are identifying high type flags. What is a high type flag and how do you identify one? A high type flag is when there is an impulsive move within 8 weeks of 100% or more. Following that move, the stock consolidates to the side and dips no more than 25% from the high of the pull. So you switch to your weekly, you find a big ass move like we've got right here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks that we moved, over which we moved 114% on QRHC, using the weekly for this. Then after we have that move, Did the smart money or the institutions or the algos or whatever the hell you want to call them, the Illuminati, did they want to sell it off? Did they say, we're taking profits here? Not really. The dip is only 19.5% down. That's what makes it high and tight. And so we like these as signs that the money is still entering. So some profits were taken, of course. That's why we have these down candles. But look at them. Buyers keeping them pretty damn tight. So we're watching for 5 weeks. Within 5 weeks, we want to see a breakout. If it goes for longer than that, we might be in just consolidation purgatory. But we're watching for a breakout above the high point of our pull. And guys, when we have bullish flags, we got creatine. We're measuring the height of the pull, which is at least 100%, and then adding that to our breakout point, which is our upper line of resistance. So that means that the profit potential on this upon a breakout is at least 50%, right? So grab this, copy it, add it to that breakout point, and that's where I arrived at about $10.50. I guess it's 10.61, but I like the round number. I'd rather get out 11 cents early on that one. And that's just your high type flag. We've done a couple over, if you remember earlier in the year, we did some shipping stocks that have since just gone on to atmospheric heights. And what they did was had a breakout and then had a little bit of a retest and then continued up and just like leaps and bounds, like 6% a day over the course of a couple weeks. Great, just classic swing trade pattern to be watching for. QRHC has one, so look at that. Pull it up on the weekly. Let me see. I thought I had more than that one. Yeah, I guess that's the only one you guys get. Oh, and then for all the apes that are here, AMC qualifies as a high type flag. Love it or hate it. Love it or hate it. That's just the way it is. That's just the fucking way it is. The chart doesn't really care how you feel. All right, so we had this impulsive move of over on the weekly chart of at least 100%, 500, and then we didn't dip. Well, we did have a significant dip, but still within the bounds of a very volatile market. When you're in, for example, like a rotation from value to growth, or you're in a space where there's a lot of rotation of market structure, you can bring that allowance of 25% up. And we did that, I think a couple months after, basically when the growth stock train ended, we brought our allowance up for high type flags. AMC in that territory, especially if you're looking at the more recent candles. So we're not seeing the massive sell-off after a massive 500% growth. What this is telling us is that the large money that can really drive and just outright say, I want the price of this stock to be this, and then start making moves to do that, is not doing so at this moment, not at this time. So if we treat this just like any other asset that exists in a market of buyers and sellers, we have a bullish pennant. Don't like this song. We have a bullish pennant. And then just following the rules of technical analysis, the price target is about 114 and some change. That's all there is to it. Yes, it's super overbought. Yes, the volume is drying up, but this is the pattern, and we shall see. It's going to do one of two things: that or this. So you can add a bunch of VWAP, and you can throw on different moving averages, you name it, Bollinger Band, whatever. I got it all. We got it all. But very simply, this is what the price is telling us. And when the price is doing this, it is giving us a message of what the smart money is doing. All right, so guys, there you go. Apes. I hope you're satisfied. Is TSP a high type flag? I'll look really quick, and then I got a really a great guess for you guys today. No, it's not yet. It's had a big move. It's not a high type flag until, so you can see I was in here like messing around with drawing and stuff, but you don't have a high type flag until you have the sideways consolidation after your really long impulsive move. So you need big impulsive phase of within 8 weeks of 100% or more, and then your corrective phase. Here, let me redo that. And then your corrective phase, you want to not dip down more than 25%, but you can in it, like when there are broad market abnormalities, such as a black swan event like COVID-19, you can make allowances, and that's the same for all of your patterns. Like if you're using a strict like William O'Neill definition of like a cup and handle, you can make allowances for that cup to go deeper, for example. But I mean, if you're looking at the chart and this is telling you everything else is selling off right now, but this one is not going down as far as it really should be for how much profit was just made. That's your high type flag. So we haven't gotten the corrective phase yet for TSP, so it doesn't qualify. All right, guys, let's bring on our guest. Hey, dude.
Oh, didn't see you there.
You redecorated. Are you moving?
Why does it look like I have bricks? Do you know?
I mean, don't you just have one of those new shirts?
No,
those new Penny Boy shirts.
It's just I'm a brick house, I guess. Not intentional though, but enjoyed nonetheless. Yeah, I'm about to move. So as you can see, that dresser, it's allocated to bedroom 4. Bedroom 4.
Whoa, does that means you have at least 4 bedrooms? Wow.
I need one for every time of day. My children and my wife sleep downstairs on the couch, and I rotate bedrooms depending on my nap schedule.
Very British aristocratic of you.
Very kind of me.
such a charitable, successful modern gentleman.
Stop it.
all right. So guys, if you guys don't know Austin, he's a fantastic technical analyst. We just had him on the boot camp, which, by the way, Austin, I had to take off. I'm sorry that I left you hanging there. I didn't mean to do that to my baby boy, but you were great. From what I saw and from what I heard, you were received really well. So I'm really excited to share you with these undeserving swine. That's what I call my chat.
Pick me.
Dude, that shirt is killing me.
Dude, it is, and I don't know why it's happening, but I'm trying to enjoy it.
It's urban camo. It's Midwest camo. You blend in with pretty much any downtown area in Michigan. Yeah. So for the uninitiated, could you tell folks a little bit about this business that you own and in your style of trading?
Yeah. So we do everything from education to alerts, swing plays, crypto, scalping, options, long retirement plays. Personally, that's what I would say is that's my favorite thing to trade. It's like speculative growth biotechs /biotechs.
Oh, nice. That's my weakness. So you would speculative tech growth biotechs. That's my weakness. So you can complement. Yeah, you complement there.
Oh, I love it, man. I like just taking kind of. I don't know. I think I realized. I think I'm good at finding a fundamental play that has a nice setup and then taking social sentiment into account and then trading it the right way, like AMC, all these, you know what I mean?
Yep. And I know you had like a badass. Was that just a single leg call on Neo that you shared during the boot camp?
No, that's kind of been my thing. I hate telling people that because then it's like they expect everything to happen like that. But like,
I don't mean to call you out.
You know. In March, that was the only thing that I was just dumping it all to buy, just dumping everything else to buy. Like I had a lot of great names like Honeywell, Caterpillar, like long-term stuff, and I just dumped it all. And I was like, I'm just making a move. I'm making a play here. This is so undervalued. Like I figured like easy money, $10. It's 500%. Why not?
So So when you say really quick, so when you say undervalued, do you have a concrete definition for what you look for in a stock to be undervalued?
The market hasn't recognized its value yet. And I would say different. See, this is the interesting thing that I think is shifting. Like we had a guy the other day, he's just throwing a fit. It's like, you know, you get people, it's like we play these alerts and it's like one ran and it was like 150% gain. And like people scaled out at different levels, right? Like 80%, 90%. It was a great play. This guy lost on it. I don't know how, man. You know, he lost on it because he's pissed. And so he's like, well, I've been trading for 30 something years. And it's like, he's still looking at this through the lens of like fundamental. Like if you've noticed the growth and value charts,
yes,
they're polarized now, and they're moving away from each other. So like I think a lot of the old school investors now are struggling because they want that fundamental like cash on hand, asset liability value, but doesn't exist. I think honestly, people are moving to the S&P and to the NASDAQ as safety, as backwards as that is.
That's wild.
Because everyone's looking for like speculative growth. So I guess that's how I look at it is like, if you consider to be where the market wants to be the value, then that's all that matters, you know, because the market defines the price. It defines what's valuable and not. Look at AMC, like the company's worth like nothing, but here it is trading for 50 some a share and it's blowing up. You know what I mean? It's like, if you look at it from the old world fundamental lens, it's worth nothing, but fair value 5 to 10 a share max, right? But like here we are trading at 50 something, which is like that's cool, man. Whatever, you know, if it can make me money, I really don't, you know, I don't really care. I'm not gonna pick beggars can't be choosers, but
yeah, exactly. It's about what's happening with the stock, not what's happening with the company. Real quick, Will has a question. How do you justify a 114 price target? Is there any calculation used to come up with this figure? Yes. The calculation I used to come up with the figure is the high, all-time high here in our bull pennant and the low on the impulsive, the low of the week candle on the impulsive move that got us up there. You subtract the low from the high and you get this is the difference. And then you add that difference to the apex of your bullish pennant. It's just pure price structure, technical analysis. As plain Jane as it gets. So I justify it. All right, guys, smash that like. I was sharing for a second, guys. It's Penny Boys. Penny Boys has got the Discord. Fantastic group of traders. Very serious about finding plays that are just about making money. No nonsense, good education, great group, and great sense of futuristic fashion sense. Completely, the collab with Carhartt is something that if you want to get on the ground floor of, definitely check out Penny Boys.
Can't make any promises, but dude, these are the jam, dude. This is like all I wear now. When Myers started selling these boys, $14.99, I said yes, please. Bought every color I could.
They just need to start selling Timberlands. So that's pbalerts.com. The link is in the chat. But what we do on this show, my friend, is we like to get an idea of your style, which you said you're looking at like growth biotech. Is what you like? Is that an apt description?
Bio and like biotech and tech. Those are the ones I like the most, but also just speculative growth anywhere.
Okay, cool. Well, then what we like to do is, what are you looking at now? Like, you got any trade ideas, and can you show us your thinking from a technical perspective and fundamental? It's fine. It's fine on those. And if you want to share your screen, I'd say go for it.
Yeah, I got you. 1 second.
Brick Squad. Guys, smash the lick. Smash the lick.
Smash the lick.
Lick everyone.
Smack the lick. Do it all.
Yeah, give us a lick. You got Austin and Neil here. Austin Wynn from Penny Boys, pbalerts.com. It looks like you got some people here. We got some Penny Boys love. Hi, Nikki. All right, what are we looking at here?
It's kind of like a cult. I was just dicking around on AMC because you're looking at it. I'm interesting. I like this little situation we got going here, guy. That's some tender stuff. But yeah, as far as play, Also, if you want to take profit on the way up, these are the ones I would look at. I agree with Neil. Like 110 plus, it's definitely feasible. I'm going to be scaling out. 81 and 93.
And what kind of, is that a fan or is that just based on trend lines?
I
Those
like
red
to use-
lines.
I like to use fib retracements. A good combination of that, and then I'll use the fans kind of to get a better handle on trend line and time value if I don't use the arcs. But you can kind of disregard this part. And that's just to find some confluence to see if I was crazy.
Okay.
But yeah, one that I really like, and I'm could be wrong. Hopefully not. But Isaiah, it was kind of a meme for a moment, but I believe personally that influencer marketing it's already the way.
Yep.
Fortune 100 companies are using it. Anytime that happens, I think that we have found something that has been accepted by the market and will be continually purchased. Just got $1 million renewal on a contract. These Q2 revenues are better than the entirety of last year combined, which that's significant growth. Undervalued, had a big move. We traded it first from this one. I've traded from like 19 cents onward. Obviously scaling out and adding back. You don't just hold the shit, and that would be dumb. But we traded this one up to like 7.30. I think was our target. Maybe $7 even. That was a big win. I bought a little bit in consolidation, sold for not too awesome of a profit, but nonetheless profit. And then I started scaling back in down here, 250s, 260s. I still got some cash left. If you're in the Discord, like I have my own little way of cost averaging, and I try to, for bigger positions that I'm going to hold here. I like to wait until we see the pop, and then I'll buy on the way up on the last couple buys. But this one I do believe to be significantly undervalued. Like I said, Q2 this year, I think it'll kind of pave the way for the rest of the year. They're first really to the space. Other companies could come in and capitalize, but as of right now, they're one of the only. And I think that in getting a lot of these Fortune 300 partnerships, they're kind of paving the way to profitability in the long term for themselves. Just because like first to market, people do what they're comfortable with. If I'm a Fortune 100 company and I see another Fortune 100 company trusting this company, by default, I have more trust and it validates what they're doing. So I'm more likely to basically set up a contract with them than I am with some unheard of unknown name because it's a bit cheaper. But I think that we're forming a nice base here down above 220 or so. I think that we could see a little more downside. This is either the end of the down, or it's somewhere in the middle, and we're going to see back down to almost $2. But it held up here, and I'm hoping this is just like a 50 and 200 simple moving day. I think this is hopefully the bounce. That's what I'm hoping for. I want to see a break over this right here, right around $3. I think that's kind of the pivot point for this to turn up. And then obviously if you're following the fibs, 324. But this one I see a lot of potential in. I think there's a lot of growth here. And like I said, I think the industry as a whole is poised for growth. People aren't hiring. So I have a marketing business too. And people are so much more interested in knowing. And the reason it's grown is because I have built like communities surrounding the, I guess, niche that it's in. So people have been much more likely to hire me over the last 2 years because of those communities, rather than like, hey, I can get you this kind of, ROI on AdWords and blah, blah, blah. Like it's more beneficial. Like the Reddit game style, like all that stuff, it's paved the way to show that like people have some power. And the companies that are early to adopt, I think, perform the best. Bang Energy, great example. I don't know if you've ever seen that Who Man guy on YouTube, the guy that does the gold digger car pranks and stuff like that.
I just follow the CEO's Instagram.
Okay, so basically,
inspiration.
No, this guy's just an influencer, dude. He's a YouTube guy. He would do these pranks where like he has a really terrible car, and then these hot chicks come up and he asks them for a date. They say no, and then his assistant pulls up in like a Maserati, and now all of a sudden they want to go on a date, and it's like a whatever, he's trolling them. But he was one of the first like big YouTube guys I saw do product placement. Because my kid would always watch him, and he did Bang Energy. I think he's doing like an erection sustainment nutraceutical now.
That's a combo.
Hell of a combo. But anyway, he took Bang, in my opinion, to the next level. It became social media phenomenon. And look, it's everywhere now. It's a no-name energy drink, but they use the leverage of social media and product placement, which movies have been doing forever, right? You know, it's been going on in Hollywood forever. So I think it's just a different scale. I think influencers are the new celebrities because it's more voyeuristic. People like that stuff. So you like to take little pieces of kind of how people work. I mean, that's the truth. If you can understand how people work, trading is easy.
Well stated. Yeah, I like this one too. This one looks similar to some of the other ones we've been looking at, which is like a big impulsive move followed by like a really short-term downtrend, and then just finding the bottom of that downward trend.
Yeah,
trying to get on the get in when it's going to reverse.
Yeah, and you got strong buying that tried to come in here, got knocked back down. Then you got the sushi roll right here, tightening up, tightening. So like anytime price is tightening, you know, the move is coming. You don't know up or down. You just know it's coming, and that volume precedes the change in price. So I'm looking for a big influx of volume. I think whatever the influx of volume is going to kind of predict the way. Stronger buying here. That was yesterday or last week. This is the weekly. And then not as much selling this week, just kind of neutral, I'd say. And then on the daily, you're getting these flat bottom boys here where it's trying to build support base. What is that, like 250s? And I think if it holds, it's good. Because we'll have I think you might get your round bottom-ish here. I think you might get it here.
Yeah, judging by things, it looks like it could go sideways for a little while.
Yeah, but that one's very interesting to me. Another one I saw somebody ask about. I'm long in the weed space. Bro G. I've been in this one since like 41, 42.
Which one is this? What's the ticker?
GRWG.
Okay.
And I think with this one, we're going to see an easy move back to 54 plus, and then targeting hopefully a breakout and then a push past this 67 high here.
Yes, this is beautiful. This is beautiful work.
I love it.
I like what you said about volume preceding price.
Volume always precedes a change in price. It doesn't tell you which way. You have to understand the price action to do that, but it will tell you that it's coming.
All right, so we've covered some cannabis, we covered some ad tech, some cutting edge ad tech. James Adams, I think it might be one of your Discord members. Teach him the shadow trick on charts. I'm not sure if that's my trick. I got so many tricks I can't remember them, but that was my Jay-Z impression. I'm not sure
what in the hell the shadow trick is.
All right. Yeah. All right, James, you show us your shadow trick.
Yeah, come on, James. Hey, James, show us. Come on.
I mean, I'm impressed with the. I mean, speaking of influencer endorsement, we got the Carhartt endorsement right here. With their new cutting edge holographic red brick tee.
Bill Gates wore this on the red carpet. You just didn't know it.
The red carpet for the release of Windows 97.
For the release of Windows XP.
XP, yeah, one of the most beloved operating systems. Who doesn't love those glass panes?
I feel like we're dating ourselves, and these people don't know.
You have no idea the amount of self-love that is being on display right now, guys. If only it could be measured. Yeah. So, but dude, these guys are skewing older. These guys, I'll be straight up with you. Most of the folks that are watching right now older than us. This isn't Twitch, baby. This is YouTube.
Look at that.
This is like a singles bar.
Look at that.
What is that?
It's NIL.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So you got a bunch of fancy shit going on with NIL. And when we see fancy shit, we want to know what it is. Jim Stock's still using Windows 8. Rip.
No. So it's I wouldn't say it's that fancy. It can make things more complicated if you learn how to use them. It can work well. You just got to be careful that you don't overdo it. I have a propensity to overdo it. But no, so these fib arcs, what they do is they help you determine time value and hitting some of your targets, which is really cool because, you know, you can say hits a target, but everybody's like, when? You know, and like I like to at least have, and so these are specifically great for options traders because, as you know, your expiration date will be very influential in the price of that premium, the growth potential of that contract, or conversely, the decay potential of that contract. So these are great for trading options because you can get an idea of when you can set your strike. Like you want to be able to hit within a reasonable time frame. Like I shoot for a 1 week plus or minus, right? So with any longer term options I buy, it's 1 week plus or minus. As long as my strike, I give myself that week of wiggle room. I try to give myself a month unless the contracts are ridiculously expensive. But basically all it's doing is it's taking the same calculations of price action that this fib retracement takes, but it is calculating it, I guess, in a way that we can understand it relative to time. So you just want to understand you want to find the confluence. You're like, does it fit? And clearly this fits. Like, look, the price action followed it perfectly. Then we found our center, so high to low. And then, like, you could have, like, for example, you could have gone long calls here, a break of 47.48, knowing that it broke and it continued after it pushed above 49. You could have traded those for a couple dollar move, made some money. Or, you know, also if you were in, like I alerted some long calls right about here on this first big press up. Took 100% on them today. That was good stuff. Still holding some, but you can just kind of get an idea of where you can expect to sell, find the points of confluence, like so target 56, and then with extreme volume 66. My long-term target for this is like 72 plus, give or take, and then eventually 100 by end of next year. That's the hope.
Let's go. There you go. So like, just so I can understand. So it's a Fibonacci circle. And you anchor it the same way you would with a normal Fibonacci, with the retracement. So the high and then the ensuing swing low, and then it's going to map out what looks like looking at Neo right there with that circle. Those rings are lining right up with swing lows or just individual impulses.
Yeah.
Or waves or whatever the hell you nutcases want to call them out there, but you guys can see what I mean.
Yeah.
All right,
so I use the retracements to kind of identify my support, like intercircle, just so I have an idea. Because when you're in there, this is no man's land. You want to wait till you get out into the rings. But like, look at how closely it follows. It's like boom, support, slight resistance becomes support, new resistance. This was the full. So right now, today, we hit a full retracement of that move from here to here. The reversion to the golden mean.
It's deep.
That's probably one of my favorites to use. It's a gimme every time. It's almost a guarantee.
Could you explain what you mean, the reversion to the golden mean?
As I kind of went on and on about last time, like learn about. So just Google the Fibonacci sequence and just learn about it. Period. Just as it relates to life, like everything you see from like mandalas to flowers to the way that the rings on trees are, like everything is predicated by a geometric sequence, right? Or pattern in the universe. Everything from our DNA to things in nature, everything. And so this basically just takes those, I guess, that scale of calculation and applies it to price data, which is just numbers, right? And calculates for you these points of confluence, so you can basically determine divergence or convergence. Like, what are we seeing here? Like, are we? And then this one specifically, it takes, like, again, the high, swing low, and then it helps you calculate, like, okay, what would be, because obviously this is overdone. It always is. Everything in life is a bit overdone. So this was too high, this was too low. Where does the market want it to be? The market always chooses the middle when things are stable, right? And things are, you can consider, relatively stable now. So the market has said, whoop, too much, whoop, too little. Let's find a nice, sexy medium for us to lie, a nice bathtub of sorts. And that would be the 61.8% fib. That's the golden mean. So that's like, you can always estimate that above or below the price is more likely to revert to that point than anywhere else. It's just about using that to your advantage to determine, is that an up or a down move, and which way do I want to bet?
I love the different explanations of the golden sequence, the Fibonacci sequence, from different people. I think you stated that very eloquently, almost Alan Watts-esque.
Love me some Alan Watts. I can't do it. Alan Watts. It took me a year to learn how to do that, by the way.
The whistle with the at the end there.
Took me a whole year.
Alan Watts.
That's what I do with my time.
So have you ever done DMT?
I have not. I've done a lot of hallucinogens though.
All right, so let's get some tickers from chat. Let's see what we got here, guys. We got. Do you want to look at PSFE? We got Leah here, or perhaps Lee.
PSFE? What in the hell is this, Neil?
Sometimes they throw some real zingers in.
Oh, is this PaySafe?
I don't know, dude. I know tickers more than companies. PSFE.
Yeah, I know. When people ask me about it, like, I think it's PaySafe. Let's see.
It doesn't show you on.
Yeah, okay, there you go. This is an interesting one. One of the other analysts in our group, she's long on this one, really likes it. She's did a write-up for our email list thing.
Well, what's that moving average you got there? That yellow or orangish?
No, price? Dude, that's actually this reverse engineering RSI.
Whoa! Is that the thing you made yourself? Okay, someone else made it.
Someone else made it. Yeah. Okay.
But
it's so. I think it's so cool, dude. I love seeing it on the chart.
Wait, what the? So is this like? Is it just RSI?
Yeah. Overbought, oversold, overbought, or buying strength.
I don't think I'm ever going to be the same again.
I know.
After this camping trip,
but I always make sure to use it in combination with this modified version of the OBV on balance volume.
Damn, all your shit's custom. All your shit is custom. Like you.
Sure. I think I got this Carhartt deal, bro. I got to be custom. It's all custom.
Oh man, I feel like I'm such a what do you call it? A bumpkin. I'm so not hip, man. It's insane. It's insane. I gotta get me in that.
Do it by hand. I mean, it's the same thing as I try to leverage technology. You know what I'm saying? You know?
All right. So, any thoughts on this based on what you see here?
I like it. And because Amy, the one of our analysts, like she's just spot on, dude, always. So she likes it long term. I mean, anything pagan. Let's hey, Neil, let's take a look. Now, a closer look. PaySafe, it's United Kingdom. Oh, there might be some blockchain bullshit involved in this too. Interesting.
Oh, we're getting fundamental here.
Online cash technical. Payments, Microsoft Store and Xbox, leading specialized payments form. I think that they're also foraying into online payments with major vendors via crypto. I feel like that's part of this, which is kind of hence the reason for this big move here from almost nothingness to somethingness, but a shitload of buying, and then it just got gobbled up. So somebody was dumping shares. But this one's interesting. I think anything in the payment space could do well. I like these little breaks here.
Mm-hmm.
We just draw kind of a.
I love it.
Yeah, like that's clean. You know what I mean? If you could buy off this right here, you just take the bottoms and you're buying a little bit of support. Filled the gap, so it can go now. Filled the gap both ways. Look, filled the gap here too from previous. So this one's kind of like ready to ride, if you ask me. It just needs more volume, but I think you can take a pretty safe entry here. Stop it under 11-ish.
So whoever get that, I think I'm missing it. I'm not sure. There's a couple of weird names in here right now, but big shout out. Good pick. Austin, that's all we have time for.
That's all we have time for.
Today at least. So this is the part of the show where you get to let folks know where they can follow up with you and that young brick tee that you're wearing today. The young
brick,
holographic.
Y-U-N-G, young brick tee.
Little holographic. So
Even
we're
as I move though.
I mean,
that's how advanced this tech is.
It's an NFT Carhartt shirt.
It is, but you can wear it.
Parallax. It's called the Parallax edition. Yeah, there's only
I'm not
one pair.
saying Banksy made it, but I didn't say that he didn't. Is it one of a kind? These are the questions we're all
one of a kind Banksy collab with Virgil Abloh and Carhartt.
With a guy wearing a Carhartt in the middle of Indiana. But he's just that folksy. You know?
All right, so where can
you could find me in the trap and the cut. You can find me in a number of different places. No, as the link he gave you, it's pbalerts.com. We do a bunch of free stuff in the Discord. We give free alerts, do some free education. It's just a good place to be. You won't get caught holding bags with us. We just don't play that way. Traded AMC perfectly from $2 to 77. That was my target. GameStop from 11 to 350 plus.
Let's go.
Don't get beat on shit like that. You don't have to. I hate when people do all that. You don't have to lose on those. But check it out. It's free Discord. Pop in, see if it feels nice, see how it feels on the skin, and also on YouTube. Just look up the name and you can find it there.
So there you go, ladies and gents. That is Mr. Austin Wynn from pbalerts.com.
Right,
Thanks for being with us, man. See ya. Bye.
All right, Neil, we're going to wrap it up. It's time for Moon or Bust.
I just removed him. Yeah, I feel like I just met my soulmate. That was weird. It was like an out-of-body experience. Guys, I want to thank you very, very much for tuning in for this very special. They're all special, let's face it. Very special edition of Get Technical. Happy, what is it? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday yet? So Wednesday? Oh, sheesh. All right. Thank goodness. Hope that this was educational for you. Follow me at Neil's Tweets. Make sure you check out PB Alerts. Really a real one. Not taking themselves too seriously, but they are damn good with technical analysis and stock discovery. So, I mean, if that's what you're looking for, definitely check them out. Get some education, get some trade ideas. I want to thank Spencer Israel for popping in for Aaron Bree while he's caddying for Jason Raznick, cleaning his balls. So, yeah, at any rate, I'm Neil Hamilton. This has been Get Technical. Happy trading. Is this thing still on?